I twirl it if I'm not doing it aggressively? Like if I'm just twirling?
It's just like la-di-da, like she's whistling.
Just twirling my maze? No?
It really depends. If someone walks up and says they're threatened, you're in trouble.
Okay.
So what originally inspired you to do your personal crime fighting on your own?
You know, I guess that's a weird question because when
maybe one thing that inspired you. It doesn't have to be.
I mean, I started off because someone broke into my car and hurt my son, and the accountability of the police department and the people involved was very low. And there's really nothing. It was not a high priority crime to them. When someone messes with my family, it's a high priority crime to me. But the average person, I don't think, says, oh, someone broke into my car, I'm going to go dress up like a superhero and track down everybody who breaks into cars everywhere. I think that's, you know, there's a logic gap that I can't explain. Mm-hmm. Sort of like, you know, like the gap in like ape to human theory where they're like, oh, we came from apes, but I can't explain one gap, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I can't explain the gap that made me do it in that level.
You know, there was the incident that was kind of a big story where, you know, you came down and you broke up a fight and everything, and I didn't see anything really wrong with that.
Oh, where I got arrested?
I actually thought that looked like it was all right. I mean,
the thing was wrong with that was the police officer involved doesn't like me. We've had problems before.
There you go.
Basically, this time he had women who were going to claim that I pepper sprayed him. It got thrown out in 5 minutes. The awesome thing about this,
she looked totally aggro, like she wanted to start. Yeah, exactly. Like she wanted to start a conflict.
This is a very special pepper spray. It's an MK9. It shoots at a controlled stream at 30 feet. So basically, if you're across the room and I pull this, right, I can control stream shoot you and not have any spray off. But then on top of that, it's orange. So, and it's like an orange, and I even have a gold one and a purple one coming for her.
Oh, is that like what the cop had in the famous video in Davis, California?
His is just orange because of the chemicals. Mine's actually a dye. So even if you wipe it off, if I blacklight your face, you still glow for almost a week.
Okay.
Wow. So the guy got caught
I'm getting there. You're stealing my story. So when these girls said they were pepper sprayed, you would look at their face and they don't look like they got manhandled by Pamela Anderson. So you can tell that they didn't get sprayed. And on top of that, I'm famous for this spray because I stopped a bus jacking. Someone was trying to steal a party bus. I sprayed the person stealing the bus. And then later they came into work, and their boss saw that their face was orange and called the police because he had read the story online.
That's awesome.
And that's how the guy got arrested. Awesome. So when I went to court with the video, I was in court for literally 5 minutes. I walked in with my mask and sat down, and they asked me to take it off. So I took it off. Then the judge comes to me and says, you can put your mask back on. So the prosecutor says, are you going to charge him? And they said, no. And he goes, really? You're not going to charge him, right? No. He says, Mr. Fodor, you're good to go home. And they let me walk right out of the court, and that was the entire thing. And they didn't have enough evidence to charge me. They didn't have a victim who could actually clearly be a victim. The only video evidence was applied by me. The only person who called 911 was my team. Then when they translated the video from Russian to English, because the guys involved in the altercation were speaking Russian, before I run in, you can hear him saying, get the gun, kill this guy, don't F with Russians, who messes with us? Yeah. And then they run to their car, and at one point they look at me and make a weird gesture, and I look at my guys and I say, hey, if he pulls out a gun, you guys duck. And then I don't even speak Russian, but I speak body language. And in the video, he's like, we should get the gun, shoot this man, no? Like, that's what they're saying in the video. So it was a totally ridiculous one-sided case. Mm-hmm. And they didn't arrest or charge anyone else on the other side. And then they stole my superhero outfit as evidence.
For a couple of months.
When we already stipulated to the event that I was in my superhero suit.
Wow.
And there was no evidence or DNA on my suit of any kind because no one got touched. Because if you watch the video, I'm actually running from people to avoid touching them when I'm a professional fighter and all I do is beat people up. So it was sort of a crazy thing for me to be like charged for assault when, I mean, this sounds bad, but as a superhero, if you want to go just straight assault for assault, I've assaulted a ton of people, and that was one of the cases where I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I don't want to take up all the questions because I think other people want to, but I got one really good one. Tacoma needs some superheroes here because I mean I lived 23rd and Cherry for 7 years, and that was mellower than moving to Hilltop. I lived on Hilltop for a month, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I moved back to the North End, and it's there's still like people breaking into cars, but it's a lot mellower. But anyway, so
why don't we come here?
Or is there? Well,
you have supers here.
Not like there is.
They just don't patrol like we do.
Here's the problem, and I'm gonna tell you the political answer. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what actually happens. So you're gonna get a little bit of both.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
great.
Where's the live stream? All right, guys, don't hold me responsible. It's just the truth. There's certain laws in the United States, and a lot of them are not actually designed to protect people who are looking out for others.
Yeah.
You've got the Citizens Protection Law, which really is pretty cool, and it covers a lot of bases of attacks, but it doesn't cause preemptive attacks. So, for example, if your neighbor sells a ton of drugs and people get into fistfights in your neighbor's lawn, have guns in your neighbor's yard, are doing violent things across your street, right? I cannot, as a person who does not own your neighbor's property, walk anywhere from the sidewalk onto their property, regardless of the assumed danger. Because you have to assume that the bullets are staying in their yard. Until the gun is aimed at an outside, and the bullet actually breaks the barrier of their imaginary yard, can I intervene. And then I can only intervene with equal escalation. So at that point, they're done shooting. So the escalation would be fist versus gun. Right? So that sucks.
Yeah.
Then secondly, crime patrols in Tacoma, the crime that takes place is mostly drug and inner city, like kind of dumb gang organized. We don't have like large MS-13 real big gangs. We have small cliques of people, 10, 15 people who are selling drugs in a weight. So what happens is they do it from their home. Then they leave from their home, get into an altercation on the street, come back to their house, set up, and then go get that one person. So it's not a random. It's really random to a blotter, but it's not random to the person.
It's more premeditated.
Right. Whereas downtown, you have something totally different. Downtown Seattle than you do downtown Tacoma. Where downtown Seattle, you know, if you go to First and Pike all the way to First and Bell, this is where the open air drug market is. People walk here and do open air handoffs to buy drugs. They're on public property, and they're selling an illegal narcotic. So all I have to do is take my camera, click it on, attach it to my head, and now I have video of you selling illegal drugs on public property. Then all I do is intervene. At that point, when you become violent, I work with equal escalation back and detain you until the police arrive. Where you live, would be very hard for me to go into a residential area and have any sort of effect.
Yeah.
The way to do that, which I'm working on, would be to get apartment complexes, people who own the apartment complex and own these certain buildings that are having a problem, to hire you as a private security. And now that I have a private security license, would be to charge a cut rate, have them hire you as private security, and then you would in turn be the official governing body for that area. The hard part with that is going to be to convince a company that a guy in a rubber suit is going to be the best guy to patrol your neighborhood. So that's your political answer.
Thank you.
The truthful
You're
answer
awesome.
is you have Black Knight, Skyman, White Baron, and one more. Tigress, maybe?
I'm not
I think Tigress.
Okay, and they're online. Yeah, we got
They
it.
patrol down here. They do a very different type of patrol. They do a mostly homeless outreach-orientated patrol.
Okay.
Black
like
Knight,
picking up needles and stuff like that too.
Black Knight got into a car accident, motorcycle accident, and he's not he's in good physical shape, but he's not going to be able to chase down bad guys or get in fist fights. Skyman is a rather large character. Good guy, good heart. He carries a lightsaber. Like, so I mean, you know what I mean?
Shocking.
Just kind of the characters.
It may look kind of scary to someone you watch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, right?
You got Tigress, who is like what I guess a psychological superhero. She tries
Nice.
to stop women and other people out of doing like bad things on the streets, like getting into shelters and things. Awesome stuff. And then you've got Josie Venture, and she hands out. How do I say that appropriately?
Hugs.
She basically helps out prostitutes not be prostitutes, or if they're going to be prostitutes, do it with security.
I'm not really sure what she does.
I'm trying to teeter that line because I don't want to be inappropriate or rude. I don't care what you do if it's your personal choice, right? But when it becomes illegal, you can't all of a sudden say I'm going to support certain illegal activities and not others. I think that's where the government kind of screws up. I don't draw lines. Like the minute weed became legal for one person to own, I stopped busting anyone. Because I don't draw definitive lines like that.
Yeah.
What I drew is I draw danger lines. This could endanger someone else, and it's not their choice to be endangered. Crack is illegal everywhere. People get robbed. People get hurt. It's illegal everywhere. But when you want to tell me something like weed is illegal for this guy, but not illegal for this guy because he can say he has chronic arm pain. You know, I have a medical marijuana license. I don't even smoke weed. I have it because when I used to take it off people on the streets, I would get in trouble from the police. Back when it was super illegal. So I got one because I've had my ribs broken in cage fighting. Do you know how I got it? I went to my doctor and I said, I had my ribs broken once and I want to get a medical marijuana license so I can fight crime. The guy goes, awesome. And he signed it and I have one. That's crazy. So